What is going on, beautiful people? Welcome back to the channel. Very happy to see you today. Figured I would try some multitasking. I'm over here on my treadmill while I'm talking to you guys because I'm trying to get my workout in. Just kick the camera. That might not have ended up well. Trying to get my workout in while doing some videos. Hope you guys don't mind a little bit of background noise. I'm keeping it on a nice low level. So I'm very happy to hear that you guys enjoyed the video that I recently put out on why I shaved my head. Although it has nothing to do with jewelry, you guys reached out to me. A lot of you guys reached out to me in the DMs on Instagram. Hit me up, guys, if you want to stay in touch. A lot of you guys hit me up on DMs probably because hair loss is a sensitive subject. Now, I told you guys in that video that I put out, I'm not necessarily losing my hair actively, at least not as far as I can tell. I've always had this kind of a widow's peak, and that's always bothered me. And that combined with very thin, fine hair that I've always had, that causes me to hate having to style it, hate having to comb it. It always ends up not coming out right. I got to take all this time and stuff like that. And so I mentioned in that video that SMP, Scalp Micropigmentation, might be something that I look into, and I asked your opinions on it. A lot of you guys told me do what makes you happy. A lot of you guys told me, you know, just shave your head or whatever.
Going bald is not something you should try to fight because it's a fight that you can't win.
You know, so far actually I really like the look that I have, although my hair is very thin, and because my hair is thin, unfortunately, in certain lighting it looks like I'm bald. But as you guys can probably tell, I do have a full head of hair coming in. This is about maybe 4 or 5 days worth of growth. Maybe it's at about 5 millimeters or so, and I'm very happy with it. But you guys asked me in some DMs what company I planned on going with. Now, I told you guys I was looking at 2 different clinics over here in New York. That was Gerow, and that was Scalp Micro USA. Now, I've told you guys in the past when it comes to jewelry, making a quick decision is not always the best decision. I've also mentioned in the past when it comes to tattoos, things like that, any large kind of a purchase or any kind of a purchase that may cause you to, that you might have any regrets over, you should never do it quickly. You should always meditate on things, do the research, take your time. There's no reason to rush. I always try to mention that. We've actually had a couple of videos on that on the channel. Buyer's remorse is a real thing. You never want to have buyer's remorse when it comes to something that you can't change. Tattoos or anything like that, right? So SMP is similar to a tattoo, but on your head, okay? There are some differences, but it's very, very similar. So long story short, I've been really meditating on it. Now, I wanted to talk to you guys about something very, 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 very serious that I realized, that I picked up in doing my research. Over time of looking at pictures, it doesn't always look real. Now, if you're bald, if you have zero hair, you might automatically jump on this type of a procedure and say, wow, I can go into an office and leave with the illusion of hair, which is true. You can, but the problem is that you don't want your head to start looking like a helmet. You don't want your head to start looking like it actually has ink. You want this to actually look like hair, right? And unfortunately, a lot of the pictures and videos that I'm seeing, they don't necessarily look like hair. They kind of give the illusion of hair from a far away distance, but when you get up close, you can actually see there's a discrepancy. You can see that something isn't quite right. And so I wanted to make this video and let you guys know I'm really taking my time, kick the camera again, really taking my time with looking for clinics, and I'm at the same time I'm meditating on whether I even want to do this, because again, I have hair. I'm in a much different position than most people who don't have hair, and so I know that my situation is a little bit different. But the point that I'm trying to get at is, in doing the research that I found another company that does these types of procedures. That company is called Scalp Logic, I believe. At least their YouTube channel. Their YouTube channel is called Scalp Logic. Now, initially, when I found their channel, I'm going to be completely honest with you. I disregarded their videos because the YouTube videos aren't all that professional in my opinion. But that doesn't mean that they're bad. It's just that they might not grab you at first, and there's more engaging videos out there. So that's what happened with me. But keep in mind, I know all about that. I have 2 YouTube channels. Gratefully, thanks to good people like you, they're both monetized. And unfortunately, back in the day when I started my videos, I wasn't all that great on the camera. So I'm not trying to insult them. But what I'm trying to say is they have a lot of good input. But that input might actually go out the window if you're not quickly engaged by the video. So that's what I'm trying to say. I've been watching their videos. They're not all that bad once you get into them. And I really appreciate the fact that they touched on something that I saw. So when I walked into Gerow, when I look at the pictures online, everything looks fresh when you're looking at, you know, a brand new art. And if you guys notice, I have tattoos, right? I know all about art. Everything looks good in the beginning. What does it look like later? Something I noticed on looking at these other clinics is they're not showing healed pictures, number 1. And number 2, the dots on the head look very thick. And even when you do see a healed picture later on after it's healed, a lot of the time it looks very, very thick, very, very dark, and it doesn't necessarily resemble hair. In the beginning, I thought that this was something that was normal. I thought, this is the procedure, this is just what it looks like. So you're kind of stuck dealing with the fact that, okay, it looks a lot like hair. You can probably get away with it, but at the same time, it's not perfect. But no, I was wrong. At least it seems I was wrong. If you go to Scalp Logic's page, they're telling you, no, it's supposed to look like hair. But what people are doing is causing the SMP not to look natural.
Again, you know, what constitutes looking natural? To me, it's so simple. Yeah. It's black and white. Is the impression size, and can you see them first of all? Are they the same size as the remaining hair stubble?
Yeah, as your natural stubble. Does it look comparable, or is it way larger than what you naturally have? That's right there. That's a dead giveaway that something is off.
It's supposed to look natural, but it doesn't look natural because they're rushing the job by using bigger needles and whatever.
I want you to picture a man that has full head of hair and he decides to shave it down. What does that look like? It looks natural. It looks like it belongs and it fits for him.
Right, and this is the hard part. To get little ink deposits to stay at the superficial level of the skin and actually look like, you know, in comparison to a real shaved hair follicle, same size, same appearance, same everything, and stay there healed. That's what's so darn hard and takes so much labor and attention, multiple sessions and whatnot, but so worth it.
It is.
I'm not an expert on this. I'm not trying to say that any of the companies that I've dealt with so far were bad, but I did resonate with what Scalp Logic was saying. I resonated with the fact that it doesn't necessarily look real. Their work, however, looks very, very, very real. The follicles that they're putting on your head, they actually do look like hair. And so when I saw that, I said, wait a minute, you're telling me all these other companies out there could be doing this, but they're not doing this? What the heck is going on? Because I legitimately thought that the procedure itself, there was no other way to do it. You just have to come out kind of looking like, all right, it kind of looks like hair, but not necessarily, and that's it. And the allure of knowing that you can go into an office and get this done and walk out like with hair after like 2 sessions or 3 sessions, that's insane. So you're very likely to just be like, okay, I'm good with it. Whatever, I don't care. It's better than being bald. I have something there. It's better than being bald. You know, you see all these people on camera when they look at their results after they're done with their procedure, immediately after, and they're like, whoa, look at this. This is amazing. And yes, it is amazing. You know why? Because before you had nothing, and now you have something. So something's better than nothing, right? Yeah, until it's healed, and then you look like you're wearing a helmet. So, unfortunately, I feel as though a lot of clinics aren't doing this practice right. I'm not saying Gerow, I'm not saying Micro USA, Scalp Micro USA, I'm not saying them specifically. I'm just saying I think a lot of people are not doing this as good as they can, And the reasons why I feel that might be the case is because of money and time. If you can knock out 2 people a day, 3 people a day by using bigger needles, by going at the procedure faster instead of slower and using like a single needle, right? If you can do that, then you can knock out more heads, you can make people happy because they leave with hair, and you're making more money more fast. So I feel like that's probably what's happening. I don't think these people are doing it, these clinics are doing it on purpose to do anything wrong. I just think they think it's better to do it quick, get it over with, keep it moving, everybody's happy. But you want to look at the long-term results. That's the thing that I'm worried about. I'm worried about the long-term results. See, like before I got all this ink done, I researched my artists for a long time. Checked out their work before, after. I made sure that they knew what they were doing. I wanted to envision what I would look like later on. And so I feel as though Scalp Logic seems to know what they're doing. Now, I don't know if there's anybody else other than Scalp Logic in the USA that does this. They're located over in Texas. See, I was looking in New York. A lot of time you might think, New York. New York's the best, they got everything. Not necessarily. You know, you got talented people scattered throughout the world. So I was in touch with Scalp Logic. At some point in time, I probably will reach out to them just to see what they say about what I'm working with. Again, I'm not bald, you know what I mean, gratefully. In this lighting I look bald, but I actually do have a ton of hair on my head. It's growing back pretty good. And so I was just looking to like make it thicker. If I was going to do anything at all. I probably won't do anything. But anyway, want to bring this to your attention because a lot of people seem to like that video. And I don't want you guys to be misled. Don't think that the procedure, oh yeah, the procedure, no matter who you go to, it's going to look so-so. You know what I mean? I think it's possible that it can look perfect. I think it's possible that it can look like your real hair. But I think most clinics aren't doing it. So since people don't know that most clinics aren't doing it properly, that they go ahead and just say, okay, I'll deal with the mediocre results because the mediocre results are better than nothing at all. So that's what I'm thinking. Check out Scalp Logic. I'll leave a link in the description. And yeah, check them out. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know if I'm right. Am I crazy? I think the procedures, even the way a majority of the people are doing them, are very good. They might look, in the beginning, better than hair. But long term, I don't know how long that's going to last. A lot of people that you see who've had this for years start looking like they have helmets on their head. Like the hair starts to look solid, and like maybe that's better from afar when it comes to you, you know, comparing it to having no hair. But are you still going to end up wearing a hat because you're self-conscious? If there's any chance of that, it's not worth it in my opinion. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Be safe, talk soon. Catch you all at the next video.